Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn's breakup is either a shocking rumor or very expected news for people. Yet a lot of fans anticipated the end of the era. So let's take a closer look at that failed romance and compare it to Taylor's previous heartbreaks. One thing about Swift's dating life remained the same regardless of her partner. The singer kept everything low-key. No one knows exactly how she met Joe, although there is a hint that their paths crossed at the 2016 Met Gala. In the song Dress, she sings, "Flashback when you met me, your buzz cut and my hair bleached." She said later in an interview that music is what brought them together.
Joe and I really love sad songs. Have always bonded over music and had the same musical tastes, and he's always the person who's showing me songs by artists, and then they become my favorite songs.
Aside from art, the two seem to have a lot in common. According to a source, Joe has strong family values, just like Taylor. They're both very into cats. Fans know that Swift adores her 3 pets, and Alwyn became a fan too. Sounds like a perfect match, right? Still, when the couple first went to an official event together, naysayers weren't happy. Some people found similarities between him and Jake Gyllenhaal, Taylor's ex. Both are actors, and reportedly they both struggled to accept Taylor's insane popularity. But at that time, Swifties turned out to be wrong. Taylor and Joe formed a really sweet bond. After more than a year of dating, the two moved in together. They even spent weekends with each other's parents, like a big united family. So, fans were confused when Taylor recorded new songs about a failed engagement and broken heart in 2020. She did it with a mysterious William Bowery. Tay had to explain that William Bowery is Joe's pen name, and that the sorrowful lyrics were all just fiction.
Joe plays piano beautifully, and he's always just playing and making things up and kind of creating things.
The singer praised her boyfriend when she received an award for her Folklore album, co-created with him.
Joe, who is the first person that I play every single song that I write, and I had the best time writing songs with you in quarantine.
Considering their strong bond, there was a lot of speculation on the internet about an engagement and even a secret wedding. However, other people considered that album to be the beginning of the end of their love story. Taylor is famous for expressing her feelings through her music.
It's sort of a tradition that we started a very long time ago. I think the first time that I started dropping sort of cryptic clues and things in my music was when I was 14 and 15.
So fans still think that the song Exile could hint at their polar mindsets. And in last year's song Midnight Rain, Taylor wrote, "He wanted a bride, I was making my own name. Chasing that fame, he stayed the same." So were they moving in opposite directions? Could be. Especially after the breakup news, when many sources wrote that Taylor and Joe grew apart. The most unexpected thing about their relationship? Tabloids revealed that the couple had faced rough patches before. Did they break up previously? Was there a proposal that Taylor rejected? Who knows? The fact that Taylor teared up when she was singing Champagne Problems on her Eras tour confirms she is heartbroken over everything that happened. After all, it was Taylor's longest romance. It lasted over 6 years. Sadly, Swift is no stranger to struggles in love, and some of her failed relationships are remembered to this day. Like her brief romance with John Mayer. The two met when Taylor was 18 and had just started her career. Back then, John suggested that he and Taylor work together.
I woke up with this song in my head called Half of My Heart, and I thought, you know what? I think this Taylor Swift girl is going to be around for a long time.
These two quickly switched from being collaborators to lovebirds. Their performances together on Taylor's tour caused a Swiftie meltdown. Despite the 12-year age gap, they looked great together. Still, it wasn't meant to be. Initially, though, it seemed like they'd decided to remain friends. Months after the breakup, John praised Taylor while presenting her with an award during the annual Songwriters Hall of Fame ceremony.
She's not a product of a hype machine. Don't confuse a world of people loving one thing with hype.
It looked like there was only friendship and respect, right? But a few months later, Taylor released a heartbreaking song called Dear John. It was about a man who played dark, twisted games with girls' hearts. No one doubted that it was about Mare, and Taylor hinted at it with her outfit choice in her performance. Her violet dress was similar to the one she wore when John gave her the award. Anyways, Tay's fans began a whole campaign against her ex. To get Taylor back, John also wrote a song about her, and to this day hints his ex was bitchy. Mayer totally crossed the line though when he labeled Swift's art cheap songwriting. Wow, isn't that a bit too much? Still, he didn't stop there. 5 years after the breakup, John dragged Tay on social media, calling her birthday the lamest day of the year. Unfortunately, that's not the only time Taylor's breakup feud outlasted the romance itself. Who could forget her short-lived affair with Jake Gyllenhaal? The two first made headlines in late 2010 when they were spotted in New York. Tay and Jake looked so happy together. Over the next few months, the paparazzi managed to catch more sweet snaps. Reportedly, the two celebrated Thanksgiving together, and soon afterwards, they spent a weekend in Swift's hometown of Nashville. Huge milestone for a new couple, right? So, officially together events were seen as a matter of time. However, it never happened. Instead, netizens were confused by the news that Taylor spent her 21st birthday without her boyfriend. As per tradition, the details came out through her music. She released the hit song The Moment I Knew and explained it, saying,
That song's about the worst birthday party I ever had. My boyfriend just decided not to show up, and we broke up.
Tay wrote a few more heartbreaking songs about that relationship. The lyrics suggest that the unnamed ex didn't treat her right. Allegedly, Taylor was told she wasn't funny. Her music was criticized and she wasn't allowed to wear heels. Coincidentally, Jake is just slightly taller than Taylor. Her performance of one of the songs, All Too Well, was the most heart-wrenching to watch. It seems like even 10 years later, the singer still remembers it all too well. In 2021, when Swift re-recorded her album, she launched a 14-minute short movie. Tay shared that she wrote the script and directed the film. She revealed a lot of painful details about her relationship with Jake. Check out this scene where her character feels unwanted and abandoned.
You didn't even look at me once! What are you talking about?
After the movie's release, Swifties picked up another theory. Taylor lost her innocence to Gyllenhaal. That might explain why everything about that breakup was so painful. Clearly, with such a messy relationship, Taylor had to take a pause in her dating life for more than a year.
I don't have even kind of a boyfriend. Not even kind. I don't have someone that I'm texting that's a guy that might someday be my boyfriend. There's nothing going on right now.
Later, Taylor had a few other short-lived romances. For instance, she had an affair with Harry Styles. Clearly, the couple bonded over music. They performed on stage several times and seemed to really enjoy each other's company. But even their love for music couldn't save them. After just a month of dating, they were rumored to have split during a New Year's holiday getaway. Things got so bad that Taylor even left the trip early, alone. Later, the singer dissed Harry during one of her performances by using an English accent.
So he calls me up and he's like, I still love you.
But today, the two have definitely forgotten their old grudges. At the 2021 Grammys, they were seen chatting with smiles on their faces. And this year, the two exchanged a warm hug at an event. Taylor wasn't lucky enough to stay on good terms with her next boyfriend, Calvin Harris. They met in early 2015 at the Elle Style Awards and clicked immediately. The two were spotted holding hands right there. A few weeks later, Tay and Calvin wore matching outfits on a date. This moment obviously made its mark in Billboard Awards history as the most affectionate one. The two showed many more sweet moments publicly during their one-year relationship. By the way, the anniversary was hilarious. This cake inspired a lot of fans to think these two were the real deal. So it seemed like it was only the beginning of a long and happy romance, especially after she got all slushy about her boyfriend, whose real name is Adam Wiles.
I had the most amazing person to come home to when the spotlight went out and when the crowds were all gone. So I want to thank my boyfriend, Adam.
But Less than 2 months later, the couple raised eyebrows by announcing their breakup. Back then, the two confirmed that things just didn't work out, and Calvin tweeted that they still have a huge amount of love and respect for each other. It turned out to be untrue. In a new song, Harris hinted that Taylor had cheated on him, and the DJ didn't stop there. Soon after, a big fight started on social media over Calvin's song with Swift. He made a ton of tweets about how Tay wanted to tear him down or steal his job. Was it revenge for their failed relationship, jealousy, or just a way to grab the tabloids' attention? A year later, Calvin admitted that he was wrong, but the damage was done. Of course, all these breakups brought Taylor a lot of tears, but at the same time, they made her stronger and fueled her songwriting. We hope that Taylor Swift is receiving tons of love from her fans during the tour, and that her heart will heal soon.